Hi everyone, I am Arjunan here. I was assigned by my lecturer to identify issues related to the environment and sustainability within my residential area which inline consistently to any of the sustainable development goals in short form of SDGs under environment and natural resources. Okay, firstly I will explain about SDGs briefly. In September 2015, the United Nations made history when 193 member states unanimously adopted 17 sustainable development goals that are served as a centerpiece of its parts 2015 development agenda. The goals are no poverty, zero hunger, and the improved nutrition, good health and well-being, ensure healthy lives at all ages, quality education and gender equality, and empower all women and girls, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy and decent work and economic growth, industries, innovations and infrastructure, reduce inequalities within and among countries, sustainable cities as communities, responsible conservation and production, climate action, take combat climate change, life below water, life on land, peace, justice and strong institution, and last is partnership for the goals. These goals aim to economically develop the world in a way that eliminate poverty, respects planetary boundaries and leaves no one behind. All the country is responsible for achieving these goals. Nowadays, more than a third of the world's population suffers water shortage. Same goes to in my residential area. Most from my residential area works in oil palm plantation. They are factory to process the oil palm, but it was found that the excess water is flowed to the nearest river. Pesticides are used in oil palm plantation and the excess is flowed through the rivers which have access to the people residential area. The chemical substances is very harmful even they are filtered before flow as source of water for the residential area. Operational plans to avoid to reduce pollution is inadequate as it does not take into consideration of all waste products and sources of the pollution. I found that the water used by the people is not 100% safe to be utilized for their daily life. Rivers can polluted with the disease from water coming from badly managed rubbish dump, especially from the factories. Most of the substance people allow to escape into rivers is more a danger to natural ecosystem than to us directly. Chemical fertilizers that widely used in plantation are much more soluble in water than organic. This caused by the human actions with using nitrate and phosphate fertilizers. The situation arises when heavy rain can wash them into streams, rivers and lakes, causing erosion. This is called an illegal bloom and entire lakes can become covered in layers of plant growth like this. Usually, the workers work in plantation, instruct or landowners will be applied excess fertilizer to a given land plot instead of staying in soil of years. Most of the nutrition will be carried out away from the rain and other forms of irrigation. The fertilizers cause algae to grow very fast, forming an algae mat on the lake surface which blocks sunlight from passing to deeper down for the plant inside, which then dies. Bacteria feeds off the dying, which then dies. Bacteria feed off the dying plants and use up the remaining oxygen supply. Once the oxygen is gone, all the animals and plants dies and the lake ecosystem is destroyed. Without this oxygen, animals that use dissolved oxygen to breathe, like fish and tadpoles, can usually suffocate too. This shows that this water pollution not only affect humans but other living things too. As engineering solution, sewage treatment is a process of removing contaminants from wastewater. It includes physical, chemical and biological process to remove this contaminant and produce environmentally safe treatment wastewater. The features of wastewater treatment system is determined by the nature of municipal and industrial waste such as from factories and construction that conveyed to them by sewage. The system also determined by amount of treatment required to keep the quality of the receiving stream and rivers. The construction sewage treatment require chemical, biological, physical and sludge treatment methods. The result is clean sewage water and sludge, both which should be suitable for discharge or reuse back them into the environment. The primary treatment involves here it is a physical treatment process that takes place in a tank and allows substance to settle or float and be separated from the water being treated. It basically involves the process of sedimentation through removal fats, grease, oil. Primary treatment is used to the removal of fine suspended organic solid that cannot be removed through primary treatment in sedimentation tank. Sedimentation process is carried out twice. The solid particle of the sewage land to the settle down due to gravity. However, most of the solid particles of the organic compound remain in suspended state of flowing sewage. If the flow of sewage is stopped and if it is stored in a tank referred to as sedimentation tank, the solid particles can settle down at the bottom. Sometimes it is not possible to remove all the waste in sewage by the plain sedimentation. It requires chemical aid for the sedimentation such as coolant and coolant acids. Coolants are chemical which is insoluble solid. Coolant acids is a chemical aid and facilitates the process chlorination. This is brought out by the enhancing reaction coolant and reducing the amount of sludge formed. For non-engineering solution, I would like to propose outgoing water into main natural waterways should be monitored at the frequency that reflects the plantation activities which may have negative impacts. The people involved should have documented plans to mitigate all the pollution activities and process of water sanitation for all living things. The higher official can conduct site survey once or twice a year for all the documentation, plans and implementation are done effectively and efficiently. Water management and waste management that cause water pollution should be undertaken. The sewerage sector also needed to be evaluated to be sustainable and perform exactly to supply the recycled good quality water effluent. With a significant number of sewage plants being operated by small-scale management contractors, it was challenging to ensure the retention of good quality effluent from entering rivers and lakes, where it polluted the water and utilized downstream of the plant. Sanitation is important for the all water, which is one of the essential for all. Water-related habits and their ecosystem should be preserved and restored, maintaining water purification and the water quality requirements. In order to unlock economic development and the competitiveness, sustainable water resource management and access to clean water and sanitation are necessary and provide major flexibility of the current health and education investment. Natural ecosystems, for example, forests, soils and wetlands contribute to water supply and the quality management and the control to improve water sustainability and support physical infrastructure investments and instituted and regulatory frameworks for water access, usage and disaster preparedness. Sustainable Development Goals (SDG), which is 6 as target by decreasing emission, elimination, disposal and minimizing the release of toxic chemical and products, lowering the percentage of drainage water and significantly increasing recycling and safe reuse globally, enhancing water quality. And the other target is to improve significantly the efficiency of water usage in all sectors and ensure safe withdrawal and availability the fresh water to resolve water shortage and significantly by year 2030.